time you're watching this and where you're watching from, I like to greet you properly. So, good day, y'all. It has definitely been a minute since I've been on here. And I just wanted to, as the title says, you got to trust God regardless. Like when you hear that small voice, or sometimes the voice be loud because, you know, we just choose to ignore it because we want to do things our way. But our way is not his way, and we have to accept that. And the reason why I'm saying all of this is not because you're waiting to get something or it's something tangible. It's so you have that peace that passeth all understanding. Like having the peace of God because you're in your rightful place with your creator is priceless, sis. And you know exactly what I'm talking about because those of you that have been following along with me or have listened or watched any of my videos, y'all understand that, over here, we go by biblical principles. Over here, we get in our word. And if you're watching me for the first time, that's what we do. We have real conversations so that we can win together and experience life at the fullest and live our life on purpose. And it's been a minute since I've been on here just by myself to have this type of conversation, but I'm back today. And I just wanted to encourage you today, sis. Don't ignore when God is telling you to do something because all you're doing is backing yourself into a corner that is just going to make you miserable. He's warning you, he's showing you, he's telling you what to do, but you keep thinking doing it your way going to work. And I'm here to tell you, sis, it's not. We have to listen to when he's telling us to do something. How do we know that it's his voice? Well, his word tells us not to be double minded in any way. And if things that are in our life are not lining up according to his word, then that's one. That's one sign to let you know, nah, God ain't gonna be pleased with me if I do this. I can't keep going this way. I got to do something different. I have to get in my word to find out how this can be pleasing in God's sight, or to know that this ain't it. And your body will give you uncomfortableness to where you're like, you know what? This doesn't seem comfortable. And that double minded in your mind where you're like, oh, maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't, maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't. When you're in that position in your life and you're going back and forth, that's being double minded. And a double minded man really is unstable in all his ways, which is why I'm here to encourage you. You got to trust God regardless. When you get into that position and you get in that place of where you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know what to do. Maybe I should do it this way. Maybe I should do it that way. If that's you today, understand the way that you're supposed to do it is letting it go. You can't sit there and keep trying to change God's word. His word means exactly what it means. His word teaches us how to live a peaceful life, but we get caught up because we're made out of people, we're full of flesh, and we think that doing it our way is going to get us a better result. No, sis. All you're going to do is end up wasting more time. And I don't want you to waste no more time because you don't have no more time to waste. Okay? I don't know who this is for today. This could be for me on the replay because, like I always say over here, we winning together. I haven't arrived. I'm still doing my journey. However, my journey is just before you so that we can win together. Like, I pray that you make today the best day ever. No complaining, no gossiping, no worrying about what they talking about. All you can do is focus on what you can get done. But in the meantime, trust God. If he has told you to do something that's hard, believe him. He will give you the strength. He will give you the peace, the passive all understanding for you to get through it, for you to do what he's told you to do. And it's not to hurt you, it's to help you. Like, if you think about, I don't know if you're a parent or not, but if you are a mom and you're watching this and when you're correcting your children, you tell your children like, look, don't don't do something, right? And your children, they fight back at you like, what you mean? I know what I'm doing, da 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 da. I gave that example because that's how we are as children of the Most High. We sit there and believe that we have all the answers, even though He sees the big picture for our life. He wants what's best for us. But we think because we done lived a little bit that we can do it our way and still get His outcome. It don't work that way. Be sensitive to what God is telling you. Listen to His word. Get in your word. And if you are double minded in anything that you're doing, that means that you're not lining up according to His word. If you keep wavering, saying, oh, this is where I'm supposed, let me give an example of what I mean by that. Let me drink some water real quick. Hold on. I was trying to get out here before it got too warm. And it's starting to warm up. But I want to share this. Like, for example, if you are at a job that no longer serves your purpose, that no longer has you feeling fulfilled, or God has told you it's time for you to leave the job, I'm saying hello to everyone. Good day. I definitely greet you all. Thank you guys for joining. Um, but this conversation is really necessary because we waver when we're comfortable. We waver when we're in, we can be uncomfortable, but we choose to stay uncomfortable because we're afraid to let go of what's familiar. And I'm using the example of staying at a job too long. You can sit there and be like, oh, I know that God told me to leave, but I don't know how God is going to make a way if I choose to leave. Okay, that's where faith of a mustard seed steps in. That's where your faith fills in when it don't seem like it makes sense, or when you don't know what to do. That's when you're walking by faith and not by sight. But if God told you to leave it alone and His peace is no longer there, you need to get away. Like, we can't keep being stuck because it's comfortable. Because technically you're stuck and uncomfortable, but yet you think that you're gonna get a different result. It don't work that way, sis. I don't know who this is for today, but if this is for you today, take heed to this message by trusting God regardless. Do what He's asked you to do. Get your peace back. Start doing things that lean not to your own understanding, but in all your ways you acknowledge Him, because His peace is priceless. It's hard to have a peace of mind when you're doing the things that you're not supposed to be doing. Like, and He teaches us that in His word. I'm coming from a biblical standpoint because that I'm practicing what I preach. I was doing some things in my life where it personally was separating me from God because I constantly kept being in a place of, well, this might be okay, but that part's not okay. And I was being double minded, and being double minded makes you unstable. You cannot be double minded and be stable at the same time. His word is true. A double minded man is unstable in all his ways. And if you were seeking stability today, if you are seeking to have your peace back, you have to make a decision. And sis, you got to stand on that decision and you got to trust God regardless. Everybody else around you might be like, what is this decision that you're making? Why are you doing that? You can't worry about what they're talking about. Why? Because they're not going to be the one to get you through it. They don't have a heaven or hell to put you in. They're not your creator. They didn't give you the vision that God gave you. So I'm here to encourage you. If you got to make that hard decision, but that hard decision is having you trust God regardless, then you make that hard decision today, sis. I guarantee you're going to have your peace back. I guarantee that you are going to be able to communicate with your creator better. It is nothing like not being able to communicate with the creator because of the decisions that we're making that don't line up according to his word. You don't want to be in that place. So it's easier to trust him. I promise you it is. Even though, our flesh be so heavy, our flesh be so in the way, we be thinking, oh, nah, I'm going to do it my way. I'm going to do it this way, and it's still going to work out. Yeah, you might have a little fun. You might have some good days. However, that stability of being stable in your mind is not going to be present when you're being double minded, because you have to make a decision and stand on it. That's what double minded is. It's where you're going back and forth on a decision that you made, which is causing you to have no peace. And don't nobody want that. That ain't healthy. So, me as your sis, me as your auntie, me as your cousin, me as your life coach, I'm here to encourage you today. You got to make a decision, sis. You got to trust God regardless. Whose report are you going to believe? It's real. Are you going to believe what you're seeing in front of you? Or are you going to believe the vision that God gave you and you're going to trust the process? You're not going to stay in the wilderness too long because you feel like, oh, my way is going to have a better outcome than what the word says. Nah, you just going to be in the wilderness. And you might not make it to the promised land in your life if you keep deciding to stay stuck. It's a decision to stay stuck. It's a decision to get out of it. But if you keep saying, oh, I don't like it here, and God has showed me that I'm not supposed to be here, but I'm going to stay here because it's what's comfortable, then you're gonna be stuck. And it's time for you to trust God. You can't. I can't tell you what to do, but I definitely want to share this conversation because I pray that it helps you make a decision today. I pray that it helps you, get back in your word. I pray that it helps you have that peace that passes all understanding because you're not walking around double minded. Being double minded is so painful. Your girl just went through that, and it's so painful to know to do right, but to do wrong because I was used to what I'm used to, or I want what I want. Yeah, God knows the desires of your heart. And the thing about it, also to help you, if you're unsure about, okay, is that God or is that my flesh? Ask God to, be with you when you're going through a hard situation, because He's going to give you that peace that passes all understanding. He's going to also give you gifts with no sorrow. That's how you know when it's from the Creator. Why? Because it ain't no stress with it. The gifts that the enemy gives us, or the decisions that we choose to stay in because it's a counterfeit of the gifts that God has for us, we don't have no peace with that. And your peace is your what is it? Your peace is like the signal to let you know, okay, I'm on the right side. God is with me. God's got me right now. But when you don't have no pieces and you saying it's God, it ain't God. It's the counterfeit. That's with anything in life. No, it's not saying that you're not going to experience long suffering, because long suffering is a part of the fruit too. However, while you have that long suffering, you have that peace because you're lining your ways up according to His ways, and obedience is better than a sacrifice any day. We got to understand the difference between obedience and sacrifice. Sometimes you're going to be sacrificing even when you're not being obedient. So it's better to be obedient than to sacrifice. Okay? I don't know who this is for today, but I know a lot of us are going through these times in our life where the counterfeit things in life keep popping up, and we're allowing the counterfeit to distract us. You can't be distracted by counterfeit things. You have to stay focused, because we have those things within the kingdom of God that teaches us, okay, God gives us gifts with no sorrow. I just got a gift, but it came with sorrow. Well, that's not God. We got to understand that, and we can't keep taking that lightly, because those are our signals. Those are our things to keep us in tune with what the Most High has in store for us by being in the right relationship with Him. Okay? I pray that that this conversation is encouraging you to make that hard decision. I pray that this conversation is either confirmation for you that you've made the right decision, because you're like, yeah, sis, I get you. I got my peace back. I got my mind back. I know what to do because I trust in God versus trusting myself. We can't trust our heart. Our heart is wicked. Our heart be doing whatever it wants to do. But His word teaches us how to make decisions. His word teaches us how to trust him when we don't want to, when we want to do it our way. Okay? It's getting warm in here. I'm getting hot. And I ain't going to be on here much longer because I definitely got some stuff to take care of. But I am back. I am happy to see you guys again. This is exciting. You know, when this is originally being recorded, it is the middle of 2024, the beginning of May. You know, May is such an amazing month. I mean, for me, I got Mother's Day, my mom's birthday, my sister's birthday. It's a lot of fun. And then May is just, you know, flowers and spring and we do get some showers here or there, but it's just all freshness. So this is a good time for us to get focused again. This is a good time for us to trust God regardless. Don't go weary in well doing. Don't give up on his word because his word is what is living. His word is what's going to get you through when everything else is going nuts. Yeah, I'm passionate about this. That's why I keep making serious faces because it's time out to be the one not living according to his word. It's time out being one that's walking around here with no peace and saying that you have a creator that can provide, you know, with everything, yet you running around here being miserable. Don't allow your circumstance to separate you from your creator. It's time to make a decision. If you don't like it where you are, it's time to ask God to help you get out of it. And it's time for when he shows you what you need to remove, you start removing it. When he shows you what's causing you to not have any peace, you deal with that thing. We can't keep sitting here like the man at the pool of Bethesda, those of us that read our word, and we're saying that nobody is going to put us in the water to get the healing when all we have to do is pick up our mat and carry it. Yeah, sometimes it's easier said than done to change because you got to prepare because you didn't been in it too deep or you've been a, you know, that's what you're familiar with. But if God showed you who you are, who are you going to believe? What you got going on now or who he's called you to be? So I pray again, as I always pray for those of you that follow along with me, that you make today the best day ever. You smile at somebody, you pray for the person in front of you, you pray for the person behind you, and of course, prayer still changes things. So we got to be our brother and sister's keeper because some days it do get rough. Somebody's praying for you, like pray for people, love on people. Stop being so quick to have an attitude when that could be you. Like it's time to show the love of God. God has given you so much to be thankful for. Why not trust him regardless? That definitely was for me on the replay because look, like I said, I'm made out of people too, and sometimes I want to do it my way, but I've learned doing it my way, doing my way is nothing but wilderness. And you got to start getting that mindset. Like, you know what, doing it my way going to have me doing nothing but sitting in the wilderness, waiting longer for the promise that God gave me. Because why do I want God's promises, but I don't want to do God's way? Like, we can't do that. We have to do better. We have to start holding ourselves accountable to his word because his word is living. His word is true. And I know I've said that, but I had to repeat that because we sometimes forget that he left us the instructions to live a peaceful life, but because of our flesh and because of us wanting to do things our own way, we think that his ways don't still exist, and they do. So, with all of that being said, like I said, it's starting to get warm out here fast. I hope that, you know, share this with somebody today. I pray that, you know, this message has encouraged you to do what you're called to do, to get in your rightful place with your creator, to trust him regardless. Make that hard decision today, sis, so you can have your peace back. It is priceless to have your peace back. It is. Whether it's, you know, work on whatever you need to work on so that you can stop being upset about getting no results or getting the same results. And now you can start to actually trust God and know that he's going to help you. You can't do this by yourself. I had to learn that. My ways are not his ways. And the things that I do, if it doesn't line up according to his word, for real, is disobedience. It's being unstable. We ain't got time for that. It is 2025. Okay, when this is originally being recorded, but whenever you watch this message is for you today. It's time to trust God and stop leaning to your own understanding. Stop being double minded in all your ways. In all your ways, trust Him. Get in your word. Allow His word to speak to your spirit. Allow His word to correct you. Stop looking for somebody else to give you a word and get in your word. You can do this. Like, especially if you was one of them children as a child that used to love going to church or getting in your word, like, or reading, it's that time again, because that's God is looking for those that seek him in spirit and truth, and it's not just for tangible things. You can't buy peace. Yeah, having your finances in order definitely gives you a little bit more peace in life. However, it's not everything. So that's all I can really talk about today, guys. Until next time, again, I hope that you have an amazing day. No complaining. It's getting warm in here. It's hot. So I can't do it. I'm like, getting greasy, getting warm. So I'm going to pretty much end this conversation. I'm thankful for those of you that did join in. And if you know that somebody else needs to hear this, please feel free to share it. Of course, like it if it's something you enjoyed, and if it's not, let me know so I can make it a easier conversation. So, but no, trust God today. Stop leaning to your own understanding. Get your peace back, and until next time, I love you. Good day.